Yeah,
And we are live. Welcome to what we are tentatively calling Whiskey, Wine, and Writing. We're going to have some more Pitch Wars talk tonight. Tiff has some stuff going on, but hopefully will be able to join us later. In the meantime, I'm Tasha, and this is the most beautiful Diana. Say hello, Diana.
Hello, everyone.
She's so adorable. I love it. So we're working on possibly getting a mentor up in chat with us for some Q&A. We do have the Q&A fixed on the feed, so you can just come right in and ask questions, or you can do it through Twitter. So, and Diana,
é mais para o lado da Alameda.
so
Portuguese.
I guess she had a phone call. That's what happened. Per usual, we are glad to answer any questions we can, and we love that Miss Brenda Drake watches and often tweets her responses to questions if we don't know the answer to them, or if the mentors need help. If we do get a mentor on, guys, remember, no directly asking them about your manuscript specifically. Keep it generalized to do's, don'ts, etc., and so on. And so, Diana, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, I am a computer engineering student who's focusing on game design. I write a lot on my free time, and I also paint. And I have the most adorable kitties who you can see running behind me. Sushi. So they're being all stalkery right now. They're being a bitch to one another. So, hi, Lane. And that's pretty much me. I also do make video games, and we'll make a lot of them in the future, hopefully.
Hopefully. So, and what manuscript did you submit to Pitchwars?
Okay, so I'm eating because my dinner was a toast. A midnight nosh. So I submitted new adult fantasy called Withering Spring, which is a multi-POV, and the best comparison I could get to it was Game of Thrones meets Frozen, because structure and the cold thing, because the protagonist is always cold. She can feel heat until she meets the boy. And they get it on, like, real soon.
And they get it on. Wow. Blackles brows.
So that was actually supposed to
be. You said hi. It's not a question, but hi, Lane. Lane K says hi. So.
You were telling me you had to sub it as new adult because it wasn't reading very much young adult. So I went with it like.
Generally, you know, all the hot and steamy stuff moves into new adult. But so. Who are your 4 mentors?
So I subbed Charlie Ann Holmberg, Tara Nicholas, Natasha Nigel, and Jamie Lauren, because they were all into fantasy. And that was pretty much the main aspect I was looking for in a mentor. But if anyone else would like to take me on, then please, I don't mind.
She's just going to self-promote just a little bit right there. So the funny thing is that I also went with Charlie Holmberg and Natasha Nigel, so we're 2 for 2. The other 2 I did was J.C. Nelson and Mina Vaughn, all of which are fantastic.
We're mortal enemies.
I know, right? It's terrible. You know, what do they call it? Frenemies? Frenemies?
Yeah, frenemies. That's it.
There you go. We're frenemies. So, so guys, we do have the Q&A up on the feed. Again, you can also ask us questions on Twitter. Otherwise, we are just going to BS and go about it like we normally do. And if you have any input, feel free to let us know. So, Miss Diana, tell us a little bit. You have a blog, which is. I love it, actually, by the way.
I very rarely update because I keep forgetting about it.
I think we all have that problem. I do, I know, at least. So
my cats are going like crazy behind the scenes. Sushi. She's like the bitch in the house, and she keeps trying to eat Norbert. She keeps trying to eat my baby dragon, who's asleep right now. That's.
What is it? A bearded dragon?
Yeah, he's a bearded dragon.
Oh, those are so cool. I used to have one of those.
He's so adorable.
If you look at her, and how do you say your last name again? I'm sorry.
Pinguicha.
Pinguicha, which is pinguicha.wordpress.com. Her Pimp My Bio for Pitchwars is fantastic and fun, and you guys really should follow her on Twitter. And that is exactly what she's doing in the GIF of herself. It's like dual screening me right now. It's insane.
Yeah, being a nerd right now, and my cats are destroying the bedroom. Sushi. she's after a mosquito. I think she's crazy. I don't know.
Cats are crazy. It's okay. So, but so anyways, let's see here. So for like, how do you feel about your query?
Oh, my query is like crap. It is the worst thing. I am so crap with queries. You have no idea. I do not know to this day how I get full requests with my queries.
But obviously, you're doing something right if you're getting full requests.
The pages. I'm hoping it's actually.
Do you think they're bypassing the query and going straight for the pages?
I think that's what they're doing. It was Jenny. So Jenny critiqued my query, and she was like, "Your pages are great, but your query is a pretty mess."
Pretty mess.
Pretty mess. And I'm like, well, I don't know. Oh well. No one's perfect, I guess.
Pitchwars have said on their posts, if you've been following them, stalking them like we do for Pitchwars, #Pitchwars, some of them have said that the queries might be shaky, but they're bypassing that and also reading the pages, and sometimes the pages do snag them. So I think that in Pitchwars we have that as a leg up, that they're not just reading the query, they're also reading the sample chapter you send them.
Mm-hmm.
Where a lot of times agents, if you don't send the query, they're not going to request anything. So I think we have a leg up on that. So it occurs to me that we did not have any Pitchwars games today. So what should we hashtag? We've done first lines, last lines, best lines, locations.
Characters. Your pairing names. So I met Renee during Pitchwars, and she's actually Brazilian, so we speak the same first language, which is awesome. And she named one of my pairings. I'm not kidding. It was hilarious. I love you, Renee. Oh, apparently Jubas loves you too, because that's where he is. Going crazy. Jubas.
Oh, and guys, a reminder that tonight is the last night to submit for Pitchwars. So if you don't submit, you're going to be missing out on a great opportunity, because even if you don't get picked, it's been a great networking opportunity to meet people like Diana and Brenda Drake and everybody else who is such a major part of this. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, so I've met really great people I did not know beforehand. I've also read some really fucking awesome manuscripts from other people I did not know. I was like, shit! Like,
I know, sometimes you sit there and you read other people's stuff and you're like, man, I'm in the wrong business. They're blowing me out of the water.
I should just, dedicate myself to fishing.
My husband fishes, actually. He loves that. So, but no, there's a lot of talent in this competition, and it's going to be great to see who is picked by the mentors, which is the 3rd, right? I believe they're posting September 3rd. Unless they do it earlier.
Yeah, September 3rd. Unless, the window opening earlier makes it, faster for them. But I think Brenda will want us to wait. She will be cracking her whip and like...
They're going to be driving us insane with the long wait. It's like a really crazy reality show that they sit there and they see how long the contestants can last without going completely bananas. And then we went silent, which is probably really bad for our lives. We're going to be like,
for 3 weeks? Is it going to be 3 weeks or 2 weeks?
We'll say 2.5 and split it right down the middle.
Yeah, for 2.5 weeks, we will be going mad.
Well, that's kind of why Tiff and I started this. That it was like, we don't know what else to do, and we're just going crazy. So we need to do something. So
Yeah, we need to retweet this. I've
yeah,
retweeted.
which is, we're also open to having like mentees and everything. Just join us and BS about the competition and learn more about the competition from their view. Actually, there was a tweet. Let me pull up my tweet deck. There's a tweet I was curious about, and I don't know if anybody knows.
I just want to know who were the new trolls. Who was feeding the new trolls?
Neutrals. What?
Yeah, so Danny Morin, she tweeted about do not feed the trolls like yesterday.
Oh, I
And
hate
I saw
trolls.
the first, not troll, but it was someone who disagreed with the mentor's gut reactions. So that was quite something. And then
Yeah,
apparently there was someone else was targeting mentors. And, it was like, some days apart. So maybe it was someone new. I want to know. I want to know who cannot take the criticism.
at Laura Willard, at Laura the Lark, or I'm sorry, Laura Willard, at Laura the Lark, she said they are having an after hashtag Pitchwars CP party for adult and new adult writers. It'll be called hashtag CP Pitch. And more info's coming, so I don't know if anybody knew about that or what's going on with that. So.
Wait, where is it?
Oh, look, we have a troll too.
Yeah, he's Juan. He keeps adding me. No, este es Juan.
Okay.
Dude, this is Juan. He's like really
So
offended.
we're just going to get rid of that one. And yes, Lane, we all are going a little crazy. It's just wondering who's going to go a lot of crazy. So I'm going to
I
read
am at
this
work, and I am literally, I have TweetDeck open, and I am programming, like, on a corner of my laptop screen, and the other one is Pitchwars feed. I'm like, breathe into a paper bag. Breathe, 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 breathe.
Yeah, I've also got my dual screen going on. I'm actually trying to look up something on Brenda's blog. Because I can't remember if submissions close. I know it's midnight. I'm just not sure which time zone.
It's midnight. I don't know if it's Central, if it is EST, or if it's the New York time. I don't know. You people, you are in a country and you have different times. That
Yeah, I know.
makes no sense. One country, one.
Well, you don't make any sense.
You're huge, so well.
Where is it? Okay, there it is. So yeah, I don't claim that we make any sense over here. So. Alright.
We should just ask people on Twitter to, tweet their Dreamcast.
That's an idea.
Who would play your main character?
Yeah. Which actor would play your main character? Lainey, are you there? You can tell us yours first.
Yeah, I can pretty much say, well, I would want Alexander Skarsgård to play the main villain because, as I said, the main villain in my novel he's called the Ravager because he could ravage me anytime. And that's Skarsgård, but he's not dark-skinned enough because they have a bit of Indian Oriental kind of vibe over there.
That's cool. Yeah. Everybody loves Alexander. I love his brother in Vikings. He plays Floki, and I'm like, why does he look so familiar?
Dana kept telling me, you need to watch Vikings. It's Calvin Klein models without shirts.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like a tamer version of whatchamacallit, of Spartacus. Because it's on the History Channel, as opposed
to... Oh, yeah. Isn't that on the History Channel? Why are you telling me to watch that?
So, because, there are lots of guys you don't like. But anyways, let's see. So for my main character, I always had, like, if somebody could play Mac, it would definitely be Jessica Alba. Because Mac is half Native American, and I think that Jessica Alba has the perfect face and everything like that. So.
Yeah, well, one of my main characters, which is Leanne, she's the winter girl. So she's one of the three pale people in my manuscript because she's winter.
Uh-huh.
She would be, Alessandra Daddario from Percy Jackson. Also has her boobs showing in True Detective. She's the first chick Woody Harrelson cheats on his wife with in the series. And she's also in the Imagine Dragons video clip. And I'm like, yeah, you're pretty. Yeah. You would go there, well.
So, I mean, I think I'm biased, though, because I've always loved Jessica Alba anyway. So, I think...
From Dark Angel.
Yes. From Dark Angel. And actually, I'd seen her before that in, what is it, Flipper? With the dolphin. She was in that.
Yeah,
and then she was in a movie called Punks. And then all of a sudden, she blew up in Dark Angel, but that's also where Jensen Ackles is from. And I am a huge... Look, see, here comes my nerdy. I'm a huge Supernatural fan. This is Dean Winchester. I also have Sam and Cassie.
Have a human being with me. The human being, folks. Community. The best show no one saw. And then Yahoo brought it back because ratings don't matter on the internet.
So, Lane said Diana Agron could be the big bad for her novel. So, I think that's a good one. Who would play your antagonist? Let's ask Pitchwars.
Oh, mine would be Sansa Stark. She would totally play Iriai. I don't even know how to say her name in English. I always say it in Portuguese and people are like, what? So, the main antagonist in my novel ends up being the one everyone was thinking was going to save the world. And she's crazy. And she doesn't want to save the world. She just wants to own it. like the Ravager. They're cut from the same cloth. So she's batshit. And Sophie Turner would be awesome as Iriai.
You know, and Sansa is just not my favorite Stark. I'm sorry. Through all the Game of Thrones, I am so Arya. Like, okay, look here, Arya.
Well,
Arya with needle.
Arya is superior Stark, but Sansa has like badass moments. Oh, Erica tweeted. When do you want to do it? Now. Well, can you do it now?
Oh, we may have a mentor joining us. Maybe.
Erica Chapman, ladies and gentlemen.
There we go. Diana got it for me. I don't want to bombard her. And what Brenda said, it is not okay to be rude to a mentor or someone helping with the contest. They are volunteers. They're doing this to help us.
I have a rule, so I'm a big believer in karma, so I'm nice to everyone until they're not nice to me. I don't think you have any excuse to be rude to anyone if they're not, flat out rude to you. So...
Well, in the writing world, I've noticed that a lot of people can't take constructive criticism. They think it's a personal attack on them, and it's really not. If your work isn't kind of like torn apart and given that feedback, that criticism, that constructive feedback, it's not going to get better. If you walk into it thinking that, you are the perfect writer, you're not going to get very far.
Well, actually, so my first novel, it was, I've talked about it, it was Sightless, and I was around 22 or 23, I don't know, maybe 2-3 years ago. So one of the best things was getting rejected by Russell Galen. Mm-hmm. He's my favorite author's agent, and he's also the agent for Diana Gabaldon from Outlander and Cassandra Clare.
Right.
And very good kind and Mercedes Lackey, whatever. So he was like pretty awesome agent. And he took the time to tear my manuscript apart and tell me what was not working. And I think it was good for me to get that feedback and learn from it. Like, do not bitch about people taking time to criticize your work because they only want to make you a better writer. Because otherwise, if you can't take criticism, then you might as well just give up. You're not cut out for this. Someone will always hate your book.
Oh, yeah. That's one thing that a lot of people don't seem to realize is that not everybody's going to be a fan, and that's okay. I mean, not everybody's going to like it, and I think it would be kind of boring if everybody did like it. So that's why we have different genres and different book types and everything like that.
So it was actually great. So because I took Russell's advice, and last year, so we got in game design and development for school,
Okay.
We had to submit an anonymous idea for a game, and people voted on it. And I posted Sightless, and the main mechanic was see the world through other people's eyes and see how it changes. And it was the third most voted out of everyone. So out of 30, it came out on third. And it made an awesome game, and I'm so glad I took the criticism because I got Jason Gregory from Naughty Dog shaking my hand. Like, I was like, oh my god!
That's
This is
awesome.
happening.
So Alexandria Brandt at Celestia_Flora says
Get
that
it.
for her other MS, it would be Rob James Collier as her Pitch Wars antagonist.
Oh, I totally get it.
That's awesome. And then Jessica, the wonderful Jessica, who is always, tweeting for us, she says Gillian Anderson would be her antagonist. That's awesome. So for me, it would be Josh Brolin, actually. He would definitely play Liam. Like, I kind of had it picked out before. Like, I just pictured Liam in my head, and I'm like, oh, Josh Brolin. I'm like, if it was ever a movie, that would be him.
Like I said, my only requisites for someone playing the Ravager would be someone who would ravage me at any time and who would be dark-skinned at the same time.
Manu Bennett. That's it. Manu Bennett. That's it. That's all you need. Manu Bennett. Do you know who Manu Bennett is?
Manu Bennett is too small, actually. He's tiny.
Manu Bennett is not tiny. I've stood next to him. I've hugged him. He is huge.
Well, I'm like above average height, so anyone who's the same height as me wouldn't work.
So,
I would do Agron, but darker Agron. So the gay couple from Spartacus.
Oh yeah, yes. Oh, I love them. I love them.
That was my OTP for Spartacus.
Oh, I love
Spartacus. It was the gays. It was all about the gays. Sorry, gays did Spartacus for me. And
they all there for me. I was loving it. Loved it.
Right. Lucy Lawless. Lucy Lawless was perfect. She's always perfect. In Battlestar Galactica, she was pretty much perfect. Yes. And then in Spartacus, she took the cake.
What kills me about her is how she can have every color hair under the sun, and it all looks gorgeous on her.
It's true. I don't get it. It is unfair. It's like Emilia Clarke on Game of Thrones.
Yes, she is brunette, and she has that wig. Oh.
And then you see her as a brunette, and she's even more beautiful. It makes no sense. It is unfair.
No, it's not. It's not fair.
Where's my mouse? Oh, there's my mouse.
It ran away. So.
Actually, Maisie Williams would be a great protagonist for my Cyclist movie. Because she's tiny, tiny, tiny and adorable. Oh no! Lainey, you go watch Spartacus. You drop whatever you're doing and you go watch it.
Yeah, that's kind of a one you definitely gotta see.
Yeah, but it gets really sad. So the main guy, the first Spartacus, died of lymphatic cancer, and it was like, oh, it's the beautiful ones. They always die young. Nothing against everything, just I don't know. He was 40.
It's very sad that he wound up passing.
It was so sad because he was 40 and and Robin Williams. Still so upset over that. Go sign the petition to make him a Zelda NPC, everyone. He named his daughter Zelda after the princess from the game.
The Legend of Zelda. It's awesome.
So Shane Mitchell is from Pretty Little Liars. She's Emily, right?
I think I'm right. I don't know who Shane Mitchell is.
But Pretty Little Liars, have you seen it?
No.
Ah, damn you people!
It's so fun.
I'm a TV addict and I don't live in the US and I watch it all.
The only TV I watch is generally sci-fi, fantasy, stuff like that, like Defiant, Supernatural. I like Sleepy Hollow, stuff like that. I'm a huge nerd.
I was watching Penny Dreadful for Eva Alone. Oh my god, I can't remember her last name. Oh my god, she was on the 300 movie. What the fuck? I know her name. She was also in the awesome Midnight Poison commercial. Ugh.
I don't
Actress.
know. Lane's like, I heard that. Yes. We are live streaming. You should be able to
Eva Green, that's her.
There is
Eva
no problem.
Eva Green got me pretty much hooked on Penny Dreadful. She gets me hooked on everything she's in.
I'm sorry, who did?
Eva Evergreen.
Eva Evergreen. You see, I am so bad with names. I have no idea who these people are.
Fucking beautiful.
Eva Green.
So
Oh yeah, she is very pretty. I know who she is now. And she's going to be in Sin City
I love Lena.
which I can't wait to see. So, oh, there we go.
They censored Eva Green's awesome boobs in the new Sin City poster.
I'm going to go ahead and let the beautiful Diana speak for one moment because I am hopefully going to
Also,
get...
I got a DM from Erica, but it's not showing. Let me just reload
I've
it.
got it. I'll CC you.
Oh, it was you, okay.
And then there was silence.
Typing, typing, typing. Erica, another young adult mentor. One of the many who makes your choice harder.
Yes, oh my goodness. So there's entirely too many awesome mentors this year. It's insane. I think that
Awesome off the bat
there's
for,
like 74
yeah.
mentors, but there will be no ninja mentors because she has to think about how many agents they have and how many, manuscripts they'll be able to look through as well.
Well, yeah.
So.
Well,
Hi,
if
Ricardo.
you want ninja agents, you can always do Right on Con. I do it every year and I love it. It's great for feedback on your, first 5 pages, first 250 words in your query. That's how I, get my queries from not sucking so hard. Sorry. My human
Mine are terrible. I am like terrible, but I will say that AQC, Agent Query Connect, is a really good place to get feedback on your queries. And that's where I found a lot of people and that are helping me, make my query not entirely horrible. I won't say it's good, but...
one of the people I met last year at WriteOnCon, it was April Seal Rose. She DM'd me yesterday, oh my god, you're doing Pitchwars too! You're like, oh my god! We're doing WriteOnCon again, so join us in the awesome weekend that will be WriteOnCon. And you got, live Twitter pitches, which is always cool, see agents get reactions live, unfiltered. And then you end up crying when they don't like it.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a request last year. It ended up in rejection, yeah, but, oh well. Yeah, it was from Kathleen Ortiz. Yeah, Kathleen Ortiz, yeah. It was awesome.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to add somebody to the...
Oh, you have like, if you put like your mouse on top of the screen, so you have settings, and no, not in settings, but you should be able to add people. Q&A, capture, control.
Okay, I see where it is, So we're going to do that. Thank you, you are brilliant, in case nobody's told you today. But I'm sure somebody has. Because you're quite awesome.
Oh my gosh, I'm now remembering Community. So, do you watch Community?
Nope.
Two best friends, and they're Troy and Abed. So it's the black guy and the Indian guy. And the Indian guy is like the fourth wall. He's always breaking the fourth wall, and he keeps making like movie comparisons. So they have this Halloween episode where they get sewn together, and they say, "You tried to make us worse, but you only made us more awesome." Yeah, these two, try and have it in the morning. Go watch it, everyone. Best show no one watched.
So, I mean, I watch really off-kilter shows, so. Lindy Greenwood, according to Emily Strusky, who is at Strusky on Twitter, she says, I love her on Sleepy Hollow, and she has the perfect harshness fit for a pirate queen. Ooh. Like the sound of that, Emily?
It's that and putting Facebook in pirate speak. A new matey wants aboard your ship. Oh, it's hilarious.
Yes. So bear with us 1 second, guys. We're hopefully going to have a mentor here. Hopefully. If not, that's okay too, because we already know how much time they're sacrificing for this competition. It's really great that they're doing this. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Got someone saying we're very cute. Oh, thank you, Ricardo. We are very cute indeed.
We are very cute. However, we're both kind of taken, so sorry, dude. Is what it is.
Oh, that's yours. I thought my cats were on my laptop.
Yeah, my keyboard's very loud, so sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a kitty. Say hi, Sushi. Say hi. Say hi, Sushi. Sushi. My baby. She's looking for your screen sound.
She's so cute. So guys, continue sending us who would play your antagonist for the Pitchwars manuscript. And Shannon D. Caldwell at Yoga Shay just posted her Pimp My Bio. That's awesome. If you guys haven't, look through the Pimp My Bios. They're fantastic. I mean, the mentor bios are great, and so are the Pimp My Bios. No, that's not me.
Actually, that's coming from me, actually. So my friend who was here yesterday, he forgot to shut down the tablet he was using. So that was the sound. Like, what?
We're like, what is that phantom noise?
Yeah, he was like, so Latino. So am I. In a way, European Latino. That counts, right?
So Lane says she's planning on doing Right On Con. I don't even know what that one is.
We were talking Right On Con?
Yeah, I've never heard of that one, Lane. What is Right On Con?
Talking about that, where we get feedback.
Never heard it.
Join us there. Well, shut down tablet.
I know I've never realized how many competitions and everything you could do with agents through Twitter until just recently. It's insanity.
Well, channels are expanding. So.
Okay, so Emily, whose name, I love the way she spells it. It's like the name Emma and then L-E-E, Emily Apel. She, at Emily Apel, she says that her antagonist would be a scarred Ian Somerhalder, his female counterpart Ellie Evans, because angels, even fallen, are beautiful. Aww.
Yeah, you got that, Lauren Kate.
Oh, thank you, Patrick, for telling us what Right On Con is. We have a link here, which would be right on, W-R-I-T-E, oncon.com.
Just right on.
Right on.
Crits there before
you. Oh, that's right. You know what Danny did tell me? Danny's another mentor. She's quite awesome as well. Yeah, Right On Con is for children, though. It's children's writers, not adult, which a lot of us write adult.
No, they have new adult in it as well.
Do they? It says Right On Con is an online children's writers conference created by writers for writers.
Yeah, but the past 2 years I was there, they had new adult.
Oh, okay. So there you go. I guess they have new adult as well, which is kind of awesome. So yay!
So Elia Terry at Elia Terry said, I just set a goal to finish the rough draft of my whip by September 3rd. Who's with me? We can hold each other accountable. I'm with you! I've got 2 works in progress. I have to finish one of them.
I finished my second novel, which is totally outside of my normal genre of urban fantasy. And hold on, I am inviting because I believe Miss wonderful Erica Chapman is going to be joining us. So we're gonna go ahead and send that invite to her.
Gwency Cat says Kobe Smulders is my secondary villain. Haven't decided the main villain. Oh, Robin. I forever hate How I Met Your Mother because of that last episode. Forever. And I actually called it like 2 seasons beforehand.
A lot of people actually called that, I think.
So. Yeah. It was like Kristen Milotici as Uterus.
So.
And she was perfect. They cast the perfect actress to be the mother, and then that was that.
That was that.
Never again. I'm still angry. You can see I'm still angry over that.
So.
Oh my god. So Jason Roberts tweeted at Veronica Bartels. Authors are masochistic in that way. We're like, yeah, tear me apart, it only gets better when I cry. And I'm thinking about the room and you're tearing me apart, Lisa. I wish if there was a mentor named Lisa, I would have subbed her just so I could say that.
Molly Lewis says, who would play my antagonist? If I had to choose, it would be Lee Pace.
Ooh.
All right.
Search with Google.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know half these people. I have to continuously do like casting.
Also Pushing Daisies.
Oh, okay.
Well, he was also. Who was he on Guardians of the Galaxy? Guardians of the Galaxy. If you haven't watched it, go watch it.
Yes, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Marvel movie to date. Oh, he was Ronan. Okay, I did not realize that.
So, all right. So, guys, we're looking for your antagonists.
We
Who
want
would
to
play them if your book was made into a movie
or a TV show.
or a TV
We
show.
discriminate against the small screen. Since the small screen is getting better. Breaking Bad.
It's getting a lot better, actually. So, hopefully, here, let's see. And that's why my door is closed, people.
So, guys, if you're on Goodreads, you can enter a giveaway for Charlie and Holmberg's Paper Magician for a free book.
Yes, Charlie Holmberg is one of the mentors I chose. And I actually got her book through Amazon first. And I just started reading it today. So, I literally only got like 1 page in because everything went bananas. So I was like, okay. So hopefully later tonight before I go to sleep, I'll be able to wind down with it and read it. And sorry if you hear my dogs barking in the background.
Yeah, giveaways, maybe they're just for US.
So Patrick Holloway, who is at Pat O. Holloway, says, my antagonist? I don't know. My antagonist is an evil Jesus clone. That has got me like so, oh my god, evil Jesus clone.
Like, obviously.
Evil Jesus clone, that is just the phrase you do not ever think you're going to hear, which is just so unique and awesome. But it says, if you can make Christian Bale 15 again, I think he'd work.
Kirsten Bell. Oh, I love Kirsten. She's adorable. Her sloth freak out. It was like, oh my god.
Alright, hold on 1 second, guys. My tweet deck is being pain. And, oh, here she is! Erica has joined us.
Hello, Erica!
Hi, Erica. Thanks so much for
Hey,
being
how you guys
here.
doing?
So we just
I
want
had
to.
to put on my fancy little scarf for you.
I love your
What?
fancy little scarf. It's gorgeous. So give me one
How
sec.
are you guys today?
We are
Okay.
good. Thank you so much for joining us. I just wanted to put out there that you have joined us in chat because if people have questions, we want them to be able to get them out there. So, Erica, what are you mentoring? YA? She froze.
So we lost you, Natasha.
You lost me? Am I back?
No, you're not back. I still can't see you. I can see Erica. I can see myself, but not you. I can see your picture only.
Okay, hold on. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Is it working now?
Can you guys hear me
Yeah, that's working.
okay?
Yay! So, Erica, beautiful, beautiful Erica. What are you mentoring?
Sorry,
We
you're
lost
cutting
you
out.
again.
Did you ask what I'm mentoring this?
Yes. I don't know why I'm cutting out. Yes.
So yeah, what are you
Why-
mentoring, Erica? I know it's young adult.
Yes, it's just young adult. That's what I write
Why
to. I don't feel qualified enough to do like MG or even NA. I was an editor for a new adult on Entangled. It was called Definitely Maybe in Love. I helped edit that with Stacey Abrams, and so I do know a little about new adult, but I feel like YA is really where where I'm best. So that's why I choose to just do YA. But I do love reading, NA, but.
So Natasha, Dana is up to join us.
She should have an invite already.
Yeah, so Dana, when you see this, click on the invite. Sorry, Erica. So
You're
I think
fine.
it makes sense that you mentor the genre you're most comfortable with. You want to help. You want to help your mentees, which keeps autocorrecting to mentees, like MENTHE with me.
They don't want to say that word.
Again, guard your kids. I'm inducing in bad habits.
So, what kind of YA do you like, Erica?
So now, now we lost Erica.
Yeah, I'm hearing that Erica is frozen.
Sorry,
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't
you're
hear you
back.
guys. I'm so sorry.
That's
My
okay.
connection.
That's okay. So the question is, what kind of YA do you like? What are you looking for in YA?
Oh gosh. I like all YA. I think maybe it's easier to just say some of my favorite books. So one recently that I read is Open Road Summer by Emery Lord. I absolutely love that book. But I also just read The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. So it kind of ranges, like I like sci-fi, fantasy. I love like Shadow and Bone series by Leigh Bardugo. That's one of my favorites.
Anything.
And then I also love, yeah, I'm pretty easy. I think I put in my bio, I just don't like people eating people.
No cannibalism, guys. No
cannibalism for me.
Okay.
For some reason, verse doesn't work with me either because even though I started with poetry, actually, I need the immediacy of verse doesn't really, unfortunately, and I don't feel like I could really do a good job of mentoring someone with a verse novel. So just those two. Everything else I'm pretty open for. So, and I've been getting, we've been getting submissions.
You're also a Maggie Stiefvater fan.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I read.
You're breaking up.
I think it was. This is one of my. I do like the Raven Boys.
Oh, I'm reading
series
that right
too.
now.
Are you? Yeah, it's really good.
Message from Dana Collins. So
Erica,
yeah.
you still with us? Went dark.
I'm living in the world of.
Uh-oh.
I love writing. So.
There she is. Okay. We lost you for a brief moment, but we got her back. So, all right, and
This
so
is
we
so
have a
cool
couple
of you guys to do this, by the way. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, we're glad to. Honestly, this was just something that me and Tiffany Rosenthal kind of just said, hey, let's try something. And she can't be here tonight, so Diana was awesome enough to step in and co-host.
Yay, thank you for inviting me.
She is awesome. I love her accent. And Nikki needs the YouTube link. If Nikki wants to give me 1 minute, I will try my best to get it for her. Try something.
So what about you guys? What do you write?
Oop, sorry. There we go. Sorry, we're having some connection issues. So,
Okay.
So, I write adult, so I won't be submitting to you. Sorry. So, I actually submitted an adult urban fantasy. So we'll see what happens with that. And then,
Connection.
I'm trying to get the YouTube link for the video because some people are having issues. I want to make sure I got the right one. Okay, so, Erica.
Yes.
What is something, and this is something we've been asking everybody, what's like an auto reject for you? What is something you would just say no to?
Oh, I hate this question. Auto reject. I would say not having a query. I've had I'm okay if you don't know the format of a query. I've had a couple where they don't really understand the format of it, and so I've been able to kind of dive in and give them advice on, you know, writing a query at all. But
Right.
I think if it's just, gosh, I don't know. I hate the word auto reject. I think that's such a negative word. But I guess it would be, if I think something's oversaturated, you know, being on submission, you learn a lot about what's selling and what isn't. And I have a subscription to Publishers Marketplace, and so I know kind of an idea of what is selling and what isn't. So if I see something that I know has been done and it's oversaturated, that would cause me to probably auto reject that. However, if it was written well enough, you know, writing trumps everything if you're a good writer. So.
Style, you know, they say every story's been told a million times. It's all on how you retell it. So
it is.
Has anyone read Christy Cook's Haven series? Haven, Eternal Mirage?
I haven't read it.
Nor have I.
So, I read her book, and it was vampires after the vampire craze, and she had in her, you know, in her acknowledgments, thank you so much for my agent for believing in a vampire novel when vampires were dead.
I bet. Now, I've always said it has to break the mold. If you're going to do dystopian or if you're going to do like paranormal romance, you need to have a major twist or something that completely throws it up on its, I don't know what the saying is.
Something that makes it unique.
Yeah, it has to be completely unique, because if not, it's getting an agent isn't going to be the only problem. You know, I mean, if you ultimately want to sell the book, and that's pretty much what we all want, it unfortunately, I've shelved something that I wasn't even dystopian, but it was close enough, and it wasn't, you know, I mean, even stuff that's even close to that, they're just like, no.
No, not gonna happen, not gonna happen, just not gonna happen.
I'm not saying not to write dystopian, because it will come back. I'm not saying that at all, because I love
everything comes back around. Everything
it does. It totally does. And you can also kind of like spin it into another idea if you want to use, you know, something dystopian. You can, you know, decide to set it in the world today and see if it works, you know. And then, it, you know, somehow find a way to get those niches in there so you could sell it. Good question.
Do you have any books already out? Is your book already published? Not yet. Is it coming out soon?
No.
Oh.
Nope. Nope. I maybe someday. I'm hopeful. As you know, you have to have hope.
Always.
I've learned the business.
I have a question, Erica.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
What was it like working at Entangled? Because I loved Entangled, like
Oh,
from
you worked at
the moment
Entangled.
of their
That's
inception.
fantastic. Sorry, I didn't do my
did.
homework because this was such a last minute. Erica's joining this thing. I normally do my homework, I promise.
Oh no, you're fine. Oh gosh, you're fine. Being in Entangle was an excellent experience. I mean, Liz. Oh goodness, she's one of the most busiest people I've ever met in my life, besides Louise Fury, the agent that I interned for. I think, gosh, it's so exciting being over there because they grow, their growth is insane. And working with the authors that I did, I just had such an excellent time. And I really, really loved doing it. I couldn't continue because I have a day job that's extremely demanding. I work for like a startup company inside a large $billion.
Yeah, so
Very
it all came down
demanding.
to timing is what it came down to.
Yeah, I lost time. I didn't get any sleep, and so there was things that I had to. But honestly, I'd go back in a second if I could. It was such a rewarding experience, and you learn so much about your own writing when you're editing for others. And I learned there more about structure than I ever learned anywhere from any book or anything because I had to kind of step back and see things and a lot about the communication and the business side.
It was a very hands-on experience.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I was an associate editor, so I had, I worked with Stacey Abrams and Liz Peltier, actually while I was there, and so, yeah, I mean, learning from the best, it's, they're extremely good at their jobs, and so I learned a lot. And I miss them, and I miss it. So.
Oh, well, hopefully.
But yeah,
that they're good is that they're having a lot of success.
Entangled, yeah,
they are.
They've been around extremely long, have they? They've been around a few years.
Yeah, a few years. I remember when they only had a couple of books.
Yeah, 5 years, and in the last, I want to say 2, they've been booming. Absolutely,
yes, I know.
blowing up.
A lot of people thought I was crazy because I was like, I can't stay, I gotta work, and they're like, really? It's like crazy, it's growth and stuff. And so I just adore the people there, the authors there, and I think it's only gonna get bigger.
I think so too, and I've seen a lot of people come through Entangled, and I love the little tweets that Entangled does, where they're like, tell us your character, or this 3-line, change a book title. They do that all the time.
They do.
So much fun.
Yeah, they're awesome, and they have a great business model. I mean, they got like a book on the New York Times bestseller list like a year or 2 after they started. So for small press, that was amazing.
Yeah, Jennifer Armentrout, she's hanging up there right now.
Awesome. I first, my first encounter with Jennifer was I found her, chapter by chapter sporking of 50 Shades of Grey, and it was instant love. It was. She got everything that was wrong with it. She got it.
So.
She's very smart. She writes fast too.
So Erica, what was that one novel that made you say, "Hey, I want to do this. I want to be a part of this world"?
It's probably surprised you because it's an adult novel. Actually, I started writing in the summer of 2006. I was unemployed, and I was reading Janet Ivanovich. I don't know if you know who do you?
Yeah, I know who Janet Ivanovich is.
Yeah, she writes that
the mystery series
Stephanie Plum series.
Yes.
And I was reading. I was unemployed, so I didn't have a lot to do except read. And so I've always written poetry, and I kind of liked writing and whatever. And so I read her book, and I thought, I might be able to do this. She's kind of funny and goofy, and I'm kind of funny and goofy. And so I just kind of sat down and wrote this horrible first story. I started with adult, and I wrote like 2 or 3 adult novels. We're going to use the air quotes for that because, let's be honest. They were horrible. And then for the young adult, it was actually, I think it was Hush Hush, was the novel that I was like, oh,
Patrick?
maybe yeah, I really liked that. That was back then. I don't even know what year that was, 2010 or 9, I think. And I was like, for Nano, I decided to write YA for the first time, and I fell in love, and my voice was perfect, and I was like, I'm never leaving YA ever again, and I didn't. So
She found it right there, right there. She found
Never
what she wants to be. And that is awesome. I do want to stop for 1 second because we do have a new antagonist. Right now we're doing hashtag who would play your antagonist if your novel was picked up for a TV or movie. And Kristen F. Thorsness, whose name's Thorsness, yes. She says, my antagonist was modeled after a young Kristen.
I'm frozen with this crazy smile down there.
And we also got from Nicole Crepau. You know, your last name sounds like carapau in Portuguese, which is horse mackerel. Just saying. My name is Pinguicha, so you can pretty much say I'm not offending anyone. You can pretty much offend me first. So she says, mine's a demon who can take human form. Edward Norton will be my choice. Best actor ever. He can play anything.
Edward Norton is fantastic.
I love Edward Norton.
And then we have Jenna de Villiers, antagonist, several, a fellow trainee, jealous of Petra, a mysterious organization, and she didn't give me an actor I thought she was going to. I'm sorry. I didn't read ahead on that one. So, yeah, we're getting actually a lot of antagonists coming through. That's kind of awesome. So,
oh my God, someone yesterday said, well, how many, if anyone, someone asked if anyone had, you know, directed their letter to Dear Dementors.
That's
awesome. Oh my God.
Michelle,
I didn't get that one.
John Mayhew would be perfect. So that's kind of awesome.
What question are you asking who play?
If your book was picked
That's
up...
Marianne Nicholson. Thank you, Marianne, for that piece of gold. That was
if your book was picked up for a TV show or a movie, who would be the person to play your antagonist?
Oh, the antagonist. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's a great question.
So we're seeing what people say, and, you know, because we've had first lines, best lines, locations, stuff like that. So today we decided to do who would play your antagonist. So
what are people saying?
We've had some that we've read. We have Lindy Greenwood from Sleepy Hollow. She would be the perfect harshness fit for a pirate queen. So
I can see that. I know who that is.
Yeah, she's beautiful too. Oh my
She is.
goodness. So let's see. Young Kirsten Dunst. Let's see.
My antagonist is absolutely sure that he's the protagonist. Okay.
Those are the best kind.
So, all right, let me rephrase this because now they're just telling me who their antagonist is, but we want to know who would play them. So what information, you know, advice would you give to the first-time entrants of Pitchwars who've never done it before?
Well, I think, you know, I think obvious advice would be to do your homework, which is make sure that you're, you kind of know the basics about query writing and about, you know, that, and who you're choosing, and make sure that you know why you're entering. Like you have a reason to, like your manuscript needs that, just that extra help that a mentor can provide. And because it's not just about the agent showcase, you know, we want to help you, the collective you, make your manuscript better, you know. And so when we're looking at these, we're also looking at what we can help with. So if something is really good, then maybe for some reason they don't get through.
You just need that extra nudge. That's what you mean.
Yeah, so no first draft, guys. It's got to be, you know, gone through your CP partners, maybe a few beta readers, and, you know, it's pretty much where you want it, but, you know, you need that little bit of help to guide you the rest of the way is what Pitchwars is for.
Absolutely. So. That's exactly it. It's kind of to give you that leg up that you need to kind of, and also put you in front of some awesome agents, but really, I think it's pretty intensive, you know, and you have this person hopefully for a really long time. And so even after Pitch Wars is done, I still talk to Linda, my first one, and my girls from last year I haven't talked to yet. They're not much on Twitter, but we've emailed back and forth. And so it's really a relationship that you're building. It's not just
Have you been a mentor every year?
I have. Brenda's my best friend, so.
Oh, that's awesome.
So she actually, you know, she called me up and she says, I want to have a contest that's like Cupcake Wars, but with pitches. And I was like, that sounds like a lot of work. And so she's like, no, it'll be great. We'll get mentors together. And I was like, oh my gosh, Brenda. I'm like, that's a huge overhaul. I'm like, you're going to have to really. I'm like, oh my gosh. And so look at.
Well, you guys are doing a fantastic job. And I mean, I hope I'm speaking for the majority, because apparently some people have been going a little off the deep end and not being so kind. But for the majority of us, I am truthfully so appreciative of all the time you guys are taking to do this. And just even the networking, you know, for those of us who aren't going to be picked as mentees, the networking and everything we're learning, it's fantastic.
Right.
So I want to let you guys know how appreciative we actually are.
Yeah, I've got I've got three or four new CPs already, and I love them all. So.
Yeah.
It's awesome. You know, actually, it's fun for us too because Evelyn Ehrlich, God, I've never had to say her last name. How sad is that? She's like a good friend of mine. We actually met Emily Martin, who is a mentor this year, was her pitch. I just loved and adored, and so did Evelyn. And so she got the pitch. And Evelyn and I became good friends out of this. So even we pick up friends that we wouldn't normally have, and you know, it's really about the community. I mean, that Pitch Wars feed has been going nuts for, I don't know, what, a week now? A week
longer than that.
Longer.
I don't even know.
It's been going
sorry.
because...
we got another one. So E.L. Wicker at E.L. Wicker says, watching you love this, keep it up. Thank you. Mine would be Stanley Tucci, perfect in every way. I bet he's bad.
Oh, yeah, I bet he can be, and thank you for watching. So,
Awesome.
yes, that is awesome. Yeah, everybody's...
But, you know, this couldn't happen without you guys. So, thank you for trusting us with your work, because it takes a lot of balls to put your work out there. I'm just saying. And
I think, honestly, once you take that first step of actually putting your work out there, it's not as bad as you imagined it originally was. So, did we lose Erica again? No! I think I lost everybody.
Who is this guy on our...
He's a troll. I don't know. I just keep deleting.
Yeah, definitely.
So we have another one while we hopefully get Erica fixed. Her connection seems to have froze on us, but I saw it.
I'm gonna take a picture on some really freaky, and I'm gonna put it on Twitter because it's hilarious.
So Leon
Oh my
Forces,
gosh.
EXBI116 says, didn't realize Pitchwars and Techniques was about the actor. My buddy Stockton Livingston is modeled after Tony Goldwyn, especially in 6 Day.
I have no idea who that is, but I kind of want to Google him now.
Well, Google is always our
He's
friend.
that guy from who's he on?
Oh, okay, yeah.
He was the dad on Divergent, actually.
Yes, he was.
I think. Yeah.
He was, and I actually
he's President Fitz! It's President Fitz from Scandal.
Oh yeah, it is. You're right. It is. Okay, I'm gonna put this on Twitter right now. Hold on.
This is how my photo. This is gonna be the thing. So.
Just a second. Sorry. Let's see. What do I want to say to?
My room is Sada.
Have you queried before, or seeing as how you've already kind of got a foot in the door, do you still have to query, or once you're like an agent and everything else?
You know what? I've had 2 agents, so I've had to query twice. So here's my short story. I had an agent last year. Yes, last year. And she decided to change career paths, and so I had to, and I was actually, I had to go back to querying. So I went from having an agent and being on, sub, and then I went back to querying. So it was quite an interesting experience, and it doesn't get any easier even when you've already had an agent, you've already kind of been out there a little bit. And but I can tell you, each time I learn something, every time, and it definitely causes you to be a little more humble than not that I was saying that I was like all that or anything, but it having an agent and then having to query again and then having to go through the whole, it definitely humbles you because you've kind of tasted the other side. I don't know. That's a horrible way to put it. But so
for instance, Cora Carmack was an agent.
Yes.
Then she changed career. She exploded. So good for her.
I know. I was like, yep, I would have done that too. So yeah, I've definitely queried. I've had 2 different times actually 3, if you're counting the first time that I kind of. But it was all, it was 2 manuscripts each time. So the first manuscript, which I shelved, and then the second one, which is,
aside from your agent changing career paths, which is like, a pretty self-explanatory, what other reasons would there be for,
Is that a...
Yeah, that was my cat.
Her cats have been going.
What other reasons would there be for an agent to, for the relationship not to work, for you to part ways?
Are you asking my personal or just what I've seen?
Well, whichever one. If you don't want to say your personal experience, that's
Oh no,
fine.
I don't care. No, I had a really great relationship with my ex-agent, and we still tweet each other and stuff, and I have no hard feelings whatsoever. That's how it goes. I think in general, it could be disagreements of certain things. It could be you didn't expect what you thought you were going to get. I'm extremely happy with my representation. I just had a brainstorming session with my agent on the way home from work, and it was amazing. And so sometimes things just happen for a reason, and sometimes it takes a couple to figure out the person that you have the best chemistry with.
Yeah, definitely.
And, you'd hope that would be your first one, and I'm not saying that, but I have some really great chemistry with Krista, and
well, that's kind of one of the reasons me and Tiff were so glad that Mentors decided to start coming on here, so people could actually see more of your personality and get to know you better, because I think it's not just about how well you write, it's how well you're going to get along with your mentor, because if you're bumping heads, you're not going to get any work done.
It's harder when you're, you want to make sure that you, because sometimes, man, poor Linda, I told her she had to change her, I didn't say she had to, that's a horrible way of saying it. I suggested.
Do it now.
I know. I suggested she change her love interest completely, and I had backup for it and everything, and she was, she was so sweet to my face. But I'm sure she was probably cringing behind the scenes, and I read her book.
She had a picture of you on her wall, and she kept throwing darts at it.
I would have too, man. If somebody asked me that, but you know what? She did it, and that book is awesome. I mean, it was awesome before that, but the revisions she made, and not just the stuff that I said either, it was stuff she thought and stuff like that. It just really became, something. But to tell somebody that, it's not the easiest thing to tell somebody. Oh, you just have to change your love interest. It's
Yeah.
Nothing.
Oh, no big deal. Not a big change at all.
You know, so what I'm saying is be prepared
To make changes.
Now I have the Scar song in my head.
Hmm?
The Scar song from Lion King. Be prepared.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I only know that song in Portuguese because I watched The Lion King in Portuguese. Like
wow.
7 times or 8 in the movies.
So
I don't know the original version.
Said she's struggling with figuring out who would play her antagonist, but she's thinking Shannon Doherty back in her 90210 days.
Huh. Brenda. That was her name.
Yes, Brenda, and then Brandon, because she was twins, and they were both
Brandon. Yes.
Yes. God, I can't believe I remember that.
I know. I'm dating myself.
I'm gonna go on to the next antagonist. Scott Alumba said, "I would love to see Laura Linney play the antagonist for my novel."
I like her. She was in the one with Edward Norton, Primal Fear, wasn't that it?
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Primal Fear is such a good movie, man. That is fantastic.
That Edward Norton is best. I mean, oh my gosh. I saw it on Netflix the other day. I was like, I want to watch it again.
Oh yeah. I love Edward Norton. He's really good at playing really creepy, like the bad guy. I love seeing him as the bad guy. He's really good at it.
American History X.
I have that downloaded, ready to be seen.
So go ahead.
The one movie where Edward Norton wasn't very good in was The Hulk.
Yeah, nobody liked that. It's okay.
The what?
No one likes both Hulk movies.
The Hulk.
Oh!
The Hulk is forever cursed.
You're right. You did find something.
I don't think it was the actor so much as the story in that case. So, but Gina M. Smith says her antagonist would be at Real Kiefer, who we all know is Kiefer Sutherland, in a very non-Jack role. Have his people call my people. She said that. Have his people call my people. She is trying.
He's in Metal Gear Solid now.
So, but so how did you wind up getting your foot in the door? Was it through Query, or was it, things didn't? It was through Query. Query did it for you. It wasn't a competition. It wasn't.
I was no. It was both times. It was queries, but I was in the Baker's Dozen. Do you know what that is? I don't know if you know.
I know that's what's coming up from Miss Knox first.
Yes, you guys. I love this contest. So I was in the Baker's Dozen in 2011. Yes, and actually, some of my fellow Baker Dozeners have books now, and I'm like, oh, look at, there it is. Anyways, so I was in there. I did fairly well. I had, I think, 6 or 7 full requests from that. And then I sent my manuscript and then got their feedback, and then I went out querying again, and that's when I got my first agent. And then the second time, it was just straight querying again. But I was in the writer's voice in between. Well, right just before I got my first agent, I was in the writer's voice. But it's funny because the Baker's Dozen, I got like 7 or 8. I think it was 7 requests, maybe. I can't remember. And then the writer's voice, 0. So I went from, this is the same manuscript. So in 6 months, my manuscript was like awesome. We want it to.
No.
So
but were there like the same judges, the same agents? Was it along those lines?
Some were the same, and some were different too.
Well, really, again, it kind of comes down to what an agent even likes, because they're not going to try to promote something that they don't like.
And then you have the problem what the editors like.
Totally.
Yeah, so
Get an agent, and you think that's going to be the hardest part, and then they send it to editors, and it's like, nope.
So it's all very subjective from pretty much beginning to publication. It seems very subjective, and finding that little window that people will like your stuff.
That's the impossible task. They were all just masochists, just trying.
Being a former, assistant editor, Erica, what do you think about self-publishing and the whole, Amazon versus Hachette?
Went there.
Yeah,
I went from laid back to let's get real.
Yeah, the Amazon and Hatchet thing. I don't know. I haven't. I started reading about it, and then things kept coming, and I just got kind of. So I don't know. I hope they figure something out. That's what I know. I hope that they can get to a point where everybody is happy. And I know that that's such a crap answer, but.
Yeah, I'm still following that while I eat popcorn.
As for self-publishing, I have a lot of friends who self-publish, and I think it's a great thing. And I think hybrid authors are the thing now, and I think self-publishing takes a lot of discipline and money, like startup money, and I think you have to be able to market it a lot in a way that's not like bugging people in your Twitter feed and stuff like that. So it really takes.
On that, I think self-publishing is great if you have the perseverance to be your own editor, your own marketer, your own advertiser, your own everything. It's just insane how much work goes into self-publishing.
Well, you would hire other people to like edit and stuff like that, but you have to be able to. You have to be a really savvy person to be able to market your stuff. It would be lucrative for you to do it that way.
Mm-hmm. So we have an Orville Birch, which Erica's a little frozen again.
Yeah, she's a little frozen again. She'll speak like
I definitely.
Dana is trying to join us. I don't know how well that's working for her. She was going to be our other co-host since Tiff hasn't been able to make it. We're trying to get Erica unfroze, and then Orville. Oh, there she is. I love your smile, by the way, Erica. It's so pretty.
Oh, you're sweet. Thank you. I love yours.
Birch in our Q&A sideline here. He goes, should authors stick with one age group when they write, or do you think it's okay to switch age groups with different manuscripts?
Did you hear it, Erica?
I did. I think it's fine to write for whatever age group you want, but you have to make sure that your voice fits in each age group that you write in, because voice is everything, and I don't have an MG voice. I have a YA voice. And so if I were to attempt MG, I would have to really like immerse myself in MG, and like it's something that takes a lot of research, I think, to be able to write into different age groups. And I do think it's totally possible, though, and I think I think agents, support that, and as long as you're communicating with them about your desires, then I think it's definitely possible, and people have done it, and have done well. So yeah, absolutely.
What about you starting a series for one age, young adult? For instance, Sarah J. Maas, she wrote Throne of Glass, which I was kind of and then I read the other two books and I'm like, oh fuck yes. So, it's like
I have
so much
glass.
That was put so eloquently. I love it.
That was great.
As adult or new adult. I'm not sure right now. She's a new adult.
I think if your readers are growing up with you, like a la Harry Potter, he started with MG and kind of ended with YA.
Yeah, I grew up with Harry Potter, so.
Yes, I love Harry Potter.
I was already an adult when Harry Potter came out.
I was too.
So it's okay.
I was too. It's okay.
Hi, Dana.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, I had to walk home from work. So.
See, this is why it's called whiskey, wine, and writing, because somebody always has a drink. But
yeah, it's only about 3 in the afternoon here, so this might be a little premature, but I figured it's like 5 o'clock where everybody else is. So
it's 5 o'clock somewhere. It works.
It's 7:30 here.
Almost 7:30.
Midnight to me.
East Coasters for the win. No. So Lane says she almost submitted to Erica, but she mentioned not wanting world building. Is that something you're not interested in? for our viewers who are watching?
It's not that I'm not interested in it. It's that I'm not a good mentor for that. If that's something that is like the majority of like, you know, description and world building, I'm not that good at world building. And so I feel like if somebody really wanted help with something like that, that they would be so much better off with somebody who knows a lot about world building and maybe writes more fantasy or even urban fantasy or something. I write thrillers and contemporary, and although I know about, you know, sci-fi and other genres, if there's a lot of world building in it, I just feel like I'm probably not the best one for it. Now, if it's already kind of in the story and it's, you know, I don't know. It's so hard to fill out those bios because I don't want to, like, turn anybody off. But I also don't want anybody to expect me to be, like, really good at world building if I'm not. So I want to be honest.
It's better that you're honest. Look, this is what I'm good at, and this is what I'm going to mentor, and if this is what you got, send it my way.
Yeah. I mean, I think my what I'm best at is finding plot holes and character flaws and, like, things like that. And so, and, you know, story issues and stuff, because that's the type of editor I was when I was editing. And so world building didn't really come up very much. So I'm so sorry, whoever that was. I'm sorry, but I hope you found a better mentor.
So, just
there's a lot of choice, so.
Yes, there is.
Says my female antagonist would be Kate Hudson. I love her, and she would make a fabulous, terrifying enemy. I could see that.
Kate Hudson, huh?
Yeah, I could see that. Very cool. So Dana is just joining us. She's a little late to the party, but that's okay. We love her anyway. Dana, since let's get you caught up. What did you write? Who are your mentors?
Let's see. I wrote a new adult urban fantasy, and it was only just recently decided that it was going to be new adult. So I don't think anybody's really quite sure what that is yet. High five! So, yeah, there's definitely a lot of uncertainty. We were going by age group with that one. So saying college age was new adult, but I'm reading a lot of stuff where they're like, really, it could be either way, which I think is a really interesting discussion.
We had that one last night, actually, because Rebecca was with us and she does New Adult, and she had wonderful things to say about the New Adult world and kind of clarifying what it was to be New Adult. So definitely check out, or not last night, the night before with Rebecca. It's posted on my blog, 30nerdyfabulous.wordpress.com. You can go right there, see it with Rebecca. If you're into New Adult, definitely check out what she had to say on it.
Yeah, it's really exciting to be sort of on the forefront of that. And I'm, you know, kind of like what the second to forefront, kind of lagging behind there.
So, and who are your mentors? Who did you submit to?
Let's see, I submitted to Natasha.
Oh my gosh, that's 3 of us now that have.
Yeah.
Natasha Eagle, if you're watching, all 3 of us apparently submitted
The
to you.
new adult crowd loves you.
Well, I'm adult. Like there's no new adult in my manuscript. It's bypassed new adult.
Adult.
So Natasha Eagle, who else?
Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
And Kristen, is it Strassel? I'm gonna go with Strassel. It could be Strassel.
She's awesome. I've met her.
Really?
And that's another thing about the mentors is that you guys all seem to like know each other on some level or another. So
some of us.
Cool
There's
to
some
know
of
that you guys. Well, no, it's very cool to know that you guys know each other and you're all so willing to do this together as a group for other people.
Oh yeah, yeah. We all want to help people. I mean, that's the gist of it, you know, help writers.
Yeah. So, and I'm sorry, Dana, who was your last one? I kind of cut you off.
Cara. So,
Cara Lee Miller.
Oh, okay, there you go. So
yeah.
very
So,
cool.
a couple of them, yeah. I wasn't sure if they were good, like, fits necessarily, but I liked their Twitter feeds so much that I just kind of went for it.
You felt like you clicked with them, and that's a good thing.
Yeah,
So poor
So-
Erica, she does YA, and she's stuck here with all adult entries.
Oh, that's all right. I am
We
an
love
adult.
you anyway, Erica.
It's okay.
So, Erica, besides the cannibalism, because we've already established, don't eat other people. Is there anything that would just turn you off from a YA?
Um,
Like things you just don't, and I know you said saturation, but do you mean like, you know, if vampires or werewolves, would that automatically kind of like turn you off to it?
yeah. Well, how about let's go to the writing.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
The writing. I think melodrama, and I used to be guilty of this when I first started writing. Is writing drama in for the sake of the drama instead of the sake of the story. And so I think if you're not using your scenes in a purposeful manner, that turns me off. So if I think that what I'm reading is just in there to make it more dramatic and stuff, that does bother me, because I like to, every word has to like have a purpose. So it's moving it forward. It's building the structure, the character arcs, and so that is one thing that but you know, it takes a while to figure that out, because you don't know right at the beginning if it's going to be. But if they have exclamation points on every single dialogue, and if you know that kind of thing.
Oh my inner goddess is dancing. The dance of the 7 veils. Sorry, it's not even because it's a fic, it's because it's a fic of a fic. I have a lot of beefs with 50 Shades, sorry. I do.
Oh, no, but the best thing in the world is listening to Diana read it out loud. She's got that sexy perfume voice. Like, she should be in some sort of commercial, like, all the time. And it's just glorious.
Like my
I
own
heard it
very
sometimes.
popsicle.
So,
You look at
Ashley
me like a
Hearn-
mother hamster ready to devour her young.
Ashley Hearn, actually, Erica, this is for you. She says, I appreciated mentors who put out detailed lists of what they did and did not want. There was a lot of choice. One thing I wished I'd ask an Ask Mentor was about point of views my targeted mentors were looking for, felt the most comfortable reading and working with, which is actually a good question. And then next she says, did I say point of view? Sorry, meant tense. So,
Oh. Is that for me?
Well, I mean, is that something, like, do you care if it's first or third person? Do you care if it's past or present tense? Like,
I swear, with 4 people, I'm like, I don't want to just answer a question.
you're the mentor. We're asking you the questions.
Yeah, the mentor, right? The mentor is the question. I don't care. I like both. I think, especially for YA, a lot of it's first person, so I do tend to relate more to that, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't like a third person, because I'm the the Infernal Devices by Cassie Clare is written in third person, and I love that series. And I don't mind. I write in present tense. Somehow that happened, and and I've written in past tense, so I like it all. I don't really have a problem. Second person, really.
It's really hard. I mean, there's only a few people in history who have gotten away with second person.
It's really hard to do that, and I'm not your person for second person. That sounds so weird. Why does that sound weird?
Because
Second person tense, second.
yeah, I mean, it is, but yeah, but again, a few people. One person I can think of who got away with it was Erin Morgenstern. Did I say her last name right? She wrote The Night Circus.
Oh, that's
I did not read that.
That is a fantastic book, and like I'm like, wow, she got away with second person point of view. How did that happen? And
really,
if you
really
actually read, I don't know if it's still on her blog or if it was an interview, I don't remember, but she was like, yeah, this was kind of a NaNoWriMo thing, and it wasn't working, so she sent her characters to the circus, and that's how this whole book came about. And when she went to query, it was like, oh, well, you're not supposed to do second tense, you're not supposed to do that, but at that point, she'd already done it. So she just threw it out there to see what would happen.
Why not, right? I mean, anything.
I love it when people tell you you're not supposed to. Well, not supposed to doesn't mean I can't.
I have trouble reading it, but other people might like it. I think there was another book, You, by someone, I can't remember, that I started to. It was just called You.
Oh, okay.
And it was out a few years ago, and I started to read it, and it was quite intriguing, but I couldn't get over being in second person. It just sounds weird.
Yeah, even just saying it kind of messes. It kind of pulls you out of the moment of the book. It doesn't really work.
Yeah.
If my normal co-host says, I've just popped in to say hello. Sound amazing. So, sorry, we kind of overlapped each other there.
Sorry. No, I was talking about, was it You? No, the 2 points, I don't know the name in English, sorry.
Yeah, Y-O-U. Uh-huh.
By Austin Grossman. It's a Grossman.
She's like, your guess is as good as mine.
I think it was
Lady Tiff did say she's just popping in to say hello. We all look and sound amazing. Thank you, Tiff. We love you. She's had some stuff going on today. I guess she's not going to be able to make it in, but we still love her. And then Orville Birch said he submitted to Natasha as well. She seems to be a very popular one for the adult urban fantasy genre, as well as Rebecca, Rachel, and Kara. Mine is a new adult manuscript. So, I don't know. When people say new adult, I always ask what kind of new adult, because people tend to take that as a genre, and I'm like, that's not a genre. That's your target audience. You know.
Currently contemporary.
Yeah. To me, new adult is your age group. You need to tell me what kind of new adult you wrote to let me know if I'm gonna like it. So. I've noticed that a lot when you ask people, what genre? New adult. That's not a genre.
One thing.
It started out, who was it? I had read her other books, and I can't remember her name. I'm so bad. Oh, I can't remember.
Erica again? Oh, yeah, she's there.
I love the picture she posted of her frozen self. I don't know if you guys saw that on the Twitter feed, but it was absolutely adorable. Completely adorable. She's trying. Like, it came through for half a second. So.
Like, she's Googling.
Uh-oh. I think we lost her. Hold on. We'll see if we can get her back.
So how many hours are there left for Pitchwars?
What is it? It's Pacific Standard, I think she said. So.
Oh, I thought it was Eastern.
No, I think
it's not GMT, because then it will be over.
Brenda, she just tweeted. Go to Brenda's page if you can, while we try to get Erica back. I believe she said PSD. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna check.
Let's see if we can get her back.
There she is. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Don't be sorry.
I was like, what the heck?
The mentors.
Why is it?
Well, actually, anybody who joins. This is such a laid-back chat. It's not meant to be anything formal. It's not meant to be, you know, anything like that. It's just meant to be fun and let people know a little bit more about the contest and the mentors and everything like that. So.
Did they suffer just as we
keep us mentees from going crazy? Just saying.
Well, anything to help you guys. I know how nerve-wracking it is out there, and especially when my fellow mentors can actually tweet their sub-box, their inbox.
Nerve-wracking.
I'm just not good at that, so that's why I haven't done that, because I don't know how to do it without, one, giving stuff away, and two, having it be eloquent enough to be.
Sorry, so M.A. Nicholson, at Marian Nicholson, she said, Pitchwars, my antagonist will be played by Jessica Walter, a.k.a. Lucille Bluth. Vodka only turns to water.
Or Mallory Archer, which is my favorite role.
Vodka only turns to water if you let it sit.
Oh, yes, David, that is the question of the day, and since we already got ours, mine would be Josh Brolin. And I believe that Diana said it would be Alexander Skarsgård, just like with more of a tan. That would be her antagonist.
Can I be in your book?
Who would be your antagonist?
Me? My antagonist? Oh gosh.
We put her on the
In
spot.
my current book, there really isn't. Death is her antagonist, I guess you could say. So that could be played by, I don't know. It's about a girl who wants to commit suicide. So there really is an antagonist but herself. And who would play her is actually, I do know who would play her, because we're going to call her the protagonist and the antagonist. It's the girl from Leftovers, that new show on HBO. It's this weird show about the end of the rapture sort of type thing, and
The Leftovers or something?
yes,
She's like Anna Kendrick.
I haven't seen it yet. I've only seen the previews for
it's
it.
weird, but she's the daughter. Her name, I think, is Megan Qualley. I don't know, but she's the one.
Margaret Qualley.
Margaret Qualley, yes. So I looked at her and I said, "That's her." So I had to switch it up because I don't really have a bad guy in this one.
Well, that's why I said antagonist, because antagonists aren't necessarily bad guys per se.
Yeah, the antagonist.
Causing the conflict in your story, so it doesn't have to be a bad guy. It just,
It's true. You're right. Actually, so it's Dylan O'Brien is the love interest, but he's also the antagonist. So I guess I would call him the antagonist.
And oh my God, I'm fanning myself, right?
Have you seen? That's why he's all over my bio, because I'm obsessed with this poor kid.
He's just so
Bennett. It's just like, let me see. Do I have my phone here? And I was.
The photo.
I need to clear my phone because, dear God, all the alerts. But let's see. Can you guys see that I got to take a picture? Is this gonna show? There we go.
Oh, wait. Wait up.
Spartacus is like Crixus, and now he's an Arrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's hot.
Wow. Nice.
And his voice, ladies, seriously, his voice just makes you want to melt. It's all over.
I love he has these just really tender doe eyes that just sort of, that's what makes me melt. Like he's got a really strong body, but then you look into his eyes and you're like, oh, he's such a gentle soul.
Aww. So, and then Ashley Hearn posted over here on the Q&A. She said that the first part of Half Bad was in second person, and that's by Sally Green. They're indifferent.
I'm sure that it, obviously can be done well. I could never. Oh gosh, I would never try to write second person.
I would fail hardcore at that.
Yeah, me too.
So bad. Like I'm trying here between first and third, and I always have a problem. Like lately, I find I like third better when I write, but sometimes it'll slip through in first, and I'm like, no, what just happened? But it'll just be like one sentence, so I won't find it till I'm editing.
I know.
And I'm like, where did that come from? Not cool.
Switch that. I was switching from first person past and present, and it screws you up. And then you have to go through the whole thing again, and you're like, but yeah. Somehow I just fell in love with present, and I don't know how that happened, because I was like, it's so weird, and now I can't get out of it. It's like once you write it once, you're stuck there forever. So I'm like,
there's something about it. Like, it's so much more immediate, obviously, but what I really appreciated was within Hunger Games, because it was written in present tense, was like, you weren't sure if she was going to live or die. It wasn't like she was relating this in the past. I mean, it wasn't like, so there was this one time, she was like, so I'm doing this right now and I might die. And I totally appreciated that, because I was like, she could.
I know. That's why I did that for my manuscript, because she, like I said, she wants to commit suicide. I didn't want you to know.
I know. Like, in the past tense, it's like, well, it's all totally cool, unless you're pulling, like, Lovely Bones.
V.C. Andrews does really great past tense, and you don't know if they're going to die. Because, oh my gosh, she writes the most twisted things, and you will never, ever know until the end if that person is going to die or not. And I don't care if it's first person past tense, third person past tense. If she wants them dead, they're going to die.
That's a good author is what that means. Oh, they can do that to you.
So, yeah, she was fantastic, because I believe that somebody else has taken over the role of V.C.
Yes, I heard that too.
So I don't.
What?
Yeah, that's like the urban legend of V.C. Andrews. You don't know if she's alive or dead, and if somebody else is writing the stories at this point.
Somebody else, and she's I don't know. But
I don't know either. That's why I call it the urban legend of V.C. Andrews. But I know my favorite book by her was My Sweet Audrina. That book was so twisted. I was like, oh, the entire time. What?
Twisted mind. She or he, I guess. I don't.
Yeah, she has such a crazy twisted mind. It's great. I love her. So, but yeah, I mean, I think that whether somebody lives or dies, not present or past tense, it's all in how the author does it.
Oh, totally. Totally.
Andrew.
So, there was that, I don't remember what the name of the movie was, but it was about the drug dealers and the girlfriend gets kidnapped, and she's like, look, just because I'm telling this story doesn't mean I'm alive at the end of it. And I just thought that was the greatest tagline. I was like, that's kind of awesome.
That is kind of awesome. If you can do that, man, you can pull that off. That's the ultimate.
Definitely. So, guys, we are here with lovely YA mentor Erica, and if you have any questions, let us know through Twitter, let us know through the chat here, but we are not going to take up all of her time, guys, so we'll figure another 20 minutes or so because we know she's got a life and she's volunteering her time. If you have any specific questions for her, not including what she's read, if she's read your manuscript, is it great, da-da-da-da-da,
probably not. I'm a little behind, and the submissions, whew. Yeah, I'm still combing through them, but you guys are so talented. It's crazy. I'm floored by the talent.
You don't think the submissions opening earlier is gonna make the results come out earlier?
No.
No, we're all stuck for another 3 weeks. It's
I think we need some time because a lot of us are requesting pages and stuff, and it takes time. It's like trying to be an agent for 3 weeks, and trying to read all these, not agent as in that's how we're going to be, but like the amount of time it will take to read all of the pages and stuff like that. It's kind of like an accelerated program.
So, I guess you guys are saying, even though it was open early, you're still going to take
I know. I can't answer for Brenda. Brenda is the one who makes those decisions. Brenda, she's the head dog,
she's the mastermind.
So I can't answer for her, and I won't answer for her, but I hope not, because I need more time. So if you're listening, Brenda, I'll tell her that. I'll just text her and be like, you can't. I know it's
for those of you who are worried about having page requests, Rebecca told us that when she was actually participating as a hopeful mentee in Pitchwars, that she became an alternate and no pages were requested. So, just because you don't get any pages requested, don't give up, don't think it means you're out of the race, none of that. We have no ideas, potential mentees, what's going on behind these closed doors. These guys have so much work and so much to read.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm not upset.
I picked my mentee without reading the full. That was last year. I didn't read their full. I like their query and their pages so much that
You fell in love.
And my alternate.
The extra pages.
Yep, so you never know what's going to hit you, and if, sometimes you need more and sometimes you don't. So, and, we don't have time to request from every single, so sometimes you got to trust your gut, too. And so, absolutely not. It does not mean anybody is out of it if you don't get pages requested. That it also depends on the mentor, too. Like, there's some that are probably asking left and right, and then there's some that are a little more selective than others, but it doesn't mean anything. So don't fret.
And guys, even if we're not chosen, don't
You're not chosen. You're not chosen.
Don't take it as you're not good enough. Again, so much of this is so subjective. So subjective. Doesn't mean you're a bad writer. Doesn't mean you're not going to get published. It's just subjective, and it's all in what the mentor thinks that they can help with the most.
It's kind of like, the experience itself is I think, even just like meeting people and seeing, kind of going through the trenches with other people that are going through the same thing. often causes you to build a community just based on that. I mean, I think I saw last Pitchwars that the Pitchwars hashtag was still popular even after Pitchwars, and people were checking in, seeing how everybody was doing, and so it's definitely not just about getting a mentor, you know, it's about the experience of all of it. So
I mean, so many new friends, it's ridiculous.
Jenna de Villiers, at Jenna_de I have now entered the stage of the madness where I hear phantom email noises.
Yeah, don't you love that? You're sitting there checking your email, like, maybe just let me do the send receive. I think Tiff is coming in to join us. There she is. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the other mastermind behind Whiskey, Wine, and Writing. We kind of started this just because we were bored and didn't want to go crazy anymore. Welcome.
That's a very presumptuous title to give somebody like me. Didn't say mastermind, just bored housewife, maybe. Hi, guys.
Sexy librarian, definitely.
Sexy librarian, right. I don't have my glasses on today.
And I don't know how much into detail you can go about this, so I don't know if you can generalize it. She says, last year, what made you choose him or her, your mentee, over the other requests?
Well, if I can answer that. It was actually two young ladies. So I had two because they were sisters or cousins. I can't remember. Oh, that's awful. They were related. I think they were sisters. And I picked it because I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I knew there was things that I could do to help it out, to get it to even a higher level. And they had shared some information with me, some notes that they have gotten through their journey, and I agreed with all of them, and so I kind of helped them incorporate those because I thought they were the same too. So it was based on the fact that I couldn't stop thinking about it, and the fact that I think I knew how to help them get the manuscript to the next level. At least I hope, anyway. And it was fun to read. You know, I read their query, and it just really just got me. It got me. Their query totally got me. It was about King. The main character goes back and has to meet King Tut, and then they kind of fall for Anubis, and it was just a really cool Egyptian story that I had never read anything like it. And so, and then the alternate was.
That sounds awesome. I would read that.
Right? That's what I thought too.
That's most of the things that everybody posts in the Pitch Wars thing, though. I'm like, I would read that. I would love that.
I know.
I know there's so many great manuscripts
out there getting circulation somewhere for something, because I haven't heard from them in a little while. But and then my alternate I picked, which I did not ask Pages for, by the way. Because his was so quirky and funny, and it was like this main character who goes to this, he goes to compete in a video game tournament, and he has to win, and if he wins the girl or something. It was just so cute, but his voice was unbelievable. Like, it was just really, it caught me like that. So you never know. And you know what? Neither one of those was on my list of genres that I want. Like, I just kind of got them. I was like, okay.
It came unexpectedly, and you went with it.
They did. I'm not somebody who goes with, you know, what I initially think. I go with my gut. I'm like, I think that I can help this go somewhere, and I think that I can.
I am so sorry if you guys are hearing car alarms and dogs barking. I have no idea what's going on outside right now. So,
I don't hear anything.
Okay, good. I'm like, I hear it all, and I'm like, wow, this must just sound so horrible. I have an Eldon Gilroy who said, I'd have Max Greenfield, a.k.a. New Girls, who has a pro runner's build and can play Pride and Confidence to a fault. That's kind of
I
awesome.
like that guy.
First time I saw him was on Greek, and he played the gay love interest to Calvin, which was the main character's best friend.
I never
And that
watched
was
Green.
the first time I saw him, and he was really good in it.
He was on
Michelle.
Veronica Mars, actually. That's
Oh yeah, he was in Veronica Mars, so that's where I saw him first.
Don't kill me, I didn't watch that either.
What?
Everybody says I need to, but like when I was a kid, I didn't have a lot of like shows I watched to heart. I was always outside. My parents didn't like us inside. We were swimming, we were running, we were doing something. We were like not really allowed to.
No
just
excuse, because I only saw it for the first time like last year. So.
Oh, okay. So I don't feel so bad now. I just need to go to Netflix or something and find it and watch it. Okay.
I did. I went to Amazon and they had the first. I think it was 3. What did they? Oh, they had them all for free. At least they did, leading up to the
Prime.
movie. And I watched every single one all in a row, and I had no life, and I just watched it constantly. It was crazy, but
It's
binge
fantastic.
watch, yeah. It's definitely one you got to put on your list, though. You got to put it on your list.
I will do that. I will do that. I think I've seen like a few episodes intermittently when it's been on cable, but never in order that I would be like, oh, hey, I like or don't like this.
Life is a bitch, and then you die. That's from Veronica Mars.
I think that was just a 90s thing in general. I'm pretty sure. Because I never watched Veronica Mars, and I remember saying that all the time.
Kristen Bell owned it.
Yes,
So, guys, we are getting ready to hit the 2-hour mark.
Yeah,
and
where I'm from, we amend that saying. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, 2 hours? Good go.
Yeah, we start at 6. You've been here about an hour and a half.
Yes, I
So
have.
if anybody has anything, any questions, last minute questions they want to get into,
Questions for Erica.
go ahead.
Questions.
Oh, I thought somebody had a question for Erica. But in the meantime, is there
Way too much
anything
crazy
that
in
you
here
want to
tonight.
say in general to the entrance to the contest? Anything, any advice?
Don't. I see you guys, you know, on the feed, and I want you to know that this is only a step in your publication journey, and so don't take it too seriously if something doesn't happen with this contest. You know, there are so many entries that it's just unreal, and there are going to be completely awesome manuscripts that will not get in, and that sucks. But just keep trucking along. I don't know. I'm just
No, that's great. That's great. Just, you know, I think it's great.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, like I said, when I was in the Baker's Dozen, I did really well, and then in the Writer's Voice, I got nothing. And so sometimes you get that. But you know what? I made a lot of friends, and I was able to keep them. And, you know, the reason that Brenda and I met was back in 2010, so I've known her that long. We were writing for Nano, and, you know, you just never know where you're going to meet people. And you could meet your writing soulmate on the Pitchwars feed. So I want you to think about that as opposed to thinking about the contest in general. You know what I mean?
The community building
Me.
we've seen with all the tags is incredible. Like, just you guys. I wouldn't have hooked up with you guys if not for the new agent tag.
Yeah, we have the new agent tag, which is where we originally met Dana and Diane. Me and Tiff already knew each other. And then we all wound up coming over to Pitchwars, and it just got...
I'm giving up social media after this. I've decided.
Yeah,
I was trying to drive to New Jersey last night,
yeah, you
and
had
in
that
2.5 hours, I listen to music through my phone, through my car speakers, and you assholes on Twitter, I didn't get to hear one song without there being 32 beeps of my Twitter going off. Like, I didn't get to hear one song on the way to
when
New
you
Jersey.
start getting involved in these competitions, guys, look at what happened. Like, and Rebecca said it, and I'm sure when Erica looks at her feed, it's going to be blowing up. I'll get to meet each other, and we meet
Let me see.
people.
Oh, it's not too bad. We're okay. I don't
So,
have
Dana,
for mine. It just shows up.
Dana, any closing thoughts, questions for Erica?
Well, I wasn't a YA person who submitted, but I generally thought that I wrote YA, so I'm just sad that I decided to change my genre because I think you would have been an amazing person to submit to.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you
Adorable.
all so much. This was such
Diana,
a
closing
pleasure.
thoughts, questions for Erica?
No questions for Erica, but thank you so much for doing this. You're awesome, and like I said, love that you worked at Entangled. And
Oh,
I wish you went back to that while
He was
it's
like,
successful.
we know Erica. Here's our manuscript. Nudge, nudge.
well, there are every editor over there is amazing. So if you submit over there, you're submitting to somebody good. So no worries there. But thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me and hang out
Oh,
with me.
no, sweetie. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. Trust me, we know how hectic things can be between deadlines and doing this competition and everything for us. Tiff, any questions since you relate to the game? Questions, closing thoughts you want to ask Erica?
Oh, God, I'm always late to the game. Yeah, hold on. Real quick.
Oh, she's going to do the this and that. That's what's
I
coming.
got my pen.
Oh,
I do
good.
have my
Okay,
pen.
I'm ready.
She's got
Chocolate
a
or
whole list
vanilla?
of these.
Chocolate or vanilla, Erica?
Oh, chocolate or vanilla? Vanilla, actually. But both.
Oreo cookies or Chips Ahoy?
Which one?
Oreo cookies or Chips Ahoy?
You know what? I can't have either because I'm gluten free. But I like Chips Ahoy better back
What
when
is it with you guys and the gluten-free shit? You're
Rebecca was
killing
the
me,
same way.
Paul.
She's like, I can't have either.
my
killing me.
cardiologist thought it was a good idea, so I tried it and
Oh,
Apparently,
Kit
it
Kats are
had good
amazing.
results, or she wouldn't still be trying it. So.
yes, it's hard, but I feel so much better, guys. I lost 13 pounds. It works.
Nice. Kit
Wait,
Kats
I
or
was- What?
What?
Cats or Reese's?
What are Reese's?
Or Reese's.
Kit Kat. Oh yeah, Kit Kat.
I was going to
Nice.
answer Reese's anyway, so...
I'm a Reese's
I didn't really
girl.
care what
I don't have
was.
reason.
I like them too, but I
Don't
like Kit
really
Kat
have
just a
Kit
little
Kats.
bit more.
Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones?
Oh, that's so hard. Oh.
Dun dun
crap.
dun.
You know, I would have to say Game of Thrones. That's kind of my obsession. I love that show so much. I haven't read the books. I'm sorry. But the
Diana's holding up her Queen of Dragons.
It's
Daenerys.
Daenerys.
Daenerys. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
awesome.
Daenerys.
She kicks ass.
All right.
I don't know,
Vampires or werewolves?
Vampires. Yeah, they're just a little. I don't know. The whole idea of a werewolf being.
Furries.
I don't know. Yeah, vampires.
She doesn't like werewolves.
Well, they're okay, but I like, vampires are really like mysterious and kind of, like Alexander Skarsgård.
Oh, God, he's so hot.
Hello.
Damn you, True Blood. All right, go on.
Yeah, True Blood.
Bill
Anyway,
Cosby or Arsenio Hall?
I thought you said Bill Compton. Like,
Cosby
I
sweater,
was like,
man.
those are weird choices. Oh wow. I would guess I would say those are. Can I pick an era like that I would have picked him in? Because I would say Arsenio Hall back when he first started. Yeah. I liked him because he was in Coming to America, which was
I
hilarious,
love that movie.
right?
Awesome.
He was awesome in that.
Right. Country music or pop music?
Oh, pop! I hate country. I'm not gonna lie.
No, country.
Our friendship just went downhill.
I'm so sorry. I love alternative rock. That's what I like.
Angelina Jolie or Jennifer Aniston?
Jennifer Aniston. I loved her on Friends. She was so funny.
Ebooks or paperbacks?
Oh, you're so.
I still love that scarf. Oh, and you're so cute.
Anthropology. That's where I got it, but it was on sale. I couldn't afford it if it was. Ebooks. It's because I love my Kindle. I read everything on my Kindle, and I'm so bad. But I have a bunch of
can go everywhere.
I'm so ashamed of saying that, but I am. Okay.
Twilight or 50 Shades of Grey?
Twilight. Oh gosh, yeah. I devoured the Twilight books. 50 Shades of Grey I read because everybody was talking about it, and I didn't really read that much of it. I just kind of skimmed through a lot of it. I don't even know if I'll see the movie. It's, I don't know.
All right, next one. Harry Potter or Percy Jackson?
Harry Potter.
I don't think you're ever going to get a Percy Jackson out of there.
Yeah, you're not.
Harry Potter, I mean.
I love, what's his name from...
Logan Lerman?
Yeah, Logan Lerman. I mean, I love
he makes a really good Percy Jackson.
But he makes a pretty good Percy, right? So I like.
I love Percy Jackson, but if you put it against Harry Potter,
you're gonna lose. Yeah, Harry Potter, the best. That got me reading again after not reading for a while. So
I got my dad reading. Okay, Mr. Does Not Read started stealing my Harry Potter books so much that when the final one came out, I bought 2 copies because I said, "You're not stealing this for me. I want to be able to read it."
I stood in line at the bookstore at midnight to get my last copy with a bunch of people dressed up and.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, with the tradition of the spoiled child, I threw a huge tantrum when my dad wouldn't take me to the premiere of the Harry Potter movie.
Oh, no!
See, Tiff, I'm pretty sure that's such a biased question. You're going to get Harry Potter every time.
It is. All right, Edgar Allan Poe or Shakespeare?
Oh, Poe. I like the dark stuff.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt or George Clooney?
Oh,
Dana's dying over there.
Brad Pitt.
I know.
Yeah, Brad.
I'm just really enjoying this. Like, I don't have anything to add. I'm just.
Brad
Movies
Pitt.
or television? Movies or television?
That's like asking if.
Sophie's choice of entertainment.
I would say television because it has all my series. And you know, it has Teen Wolf and it has Switched at Birth and all my favorite shows and Finding Carter, which is my new favorite. So
I think one of the things about television is they have a chance to do it better because they're not stuck into a 2-hour window. So you can go,
4 hours if you're
as opposed to 3 movies.
Yeah.
All right, and here's the last one. The last one is always the most important one. Star Trek or Star Wars?
Oh, Star Wars. Oh, yeah.
You just made Diana's day.
Oh, look. I do have to say that I love the new Star Trek movies. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a total Pine nut for Chris Pine. Holy crap! But
is that if you watch the original show Chips, the California Highway Patrol,
I never
dad was the sergeant in real life. His dad is the guy who plays the sergeant from that show.
I think I read that.
I was like, no way.
I know, right? But no, Star Wars will always be something that it came out I was about to give my age away. It'll always be special to me. It holds a special place because it's awesome. I mean, as a kid, who wouldn't, want that? It was exciting.
Julie approves.
I love your Wookiee.
I have an Ewok somewhere. I don't know where he is, though. But I want to thank you so much again for joining us and for taking the time to do this because I know a lot of people love hearing from the mentors and what they're looking for and what they're not looking for. And it keeps us all from going just a little bit more insane because if we say we weren't insane when we started this, we'd be lying. So you guys can follow Erica at Erica M. Chapman. And her website is ericamchapman.com. Go follow her, find her, read what she wants and what she loves. You still got a couple hours to submit. And then it's just the waiting games, and hopefully we will be around to entertain you with our foolishness. So anybody have anything to say before we sign off? No? Quiet? Zilch?
Good luck, everyone.
All right. Good night, everyone. again,
Good
Erica.
luck,
Have a
and
great
it
night.
was so nice to meet you. Talk to me on Twitter, all of you.
Absolutely. We love
All
you.
right.
Ah.
Okay.